Hey everybody, it's Laurie with Red Hot Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about things that you may not realize are making your home look dated. And we're going to go through those things, and I hope it doesn't offend anybody. I have a lot of this stuff in my current house as well, so don't take this personally. But it might be just good to know as you're thinking about doing remodeling projects or some new fun things that you want to do. Okay, let's start in the kitchen. So those really dark oak cabinets, a lot of them were builder grade coming from the 80s that came out. Those are out, totally out. And the new color that's in for your cabinets is going to be really saturated colors, like really saturated greens or blues. The other cool thing everybody's doing right now is they're mixing them. So you might have your island be one color and your cabinets and all around your sink will be a different color. So that's kind of cool. And if you decide you do like dark wood, you can maybe mix that in with kind of mix matching colors and countertops and things like that to make them look cool. Tile countertops from the 70s and 80s, little tiny tiles. First of all, those are such a nightmare to keep clean, all the grouting everywhere, and whenever you move dishes around on them, you're always chipping your dishes, so those are a nightmare. They're out. Right now, fancy backsplashes are all the rage. So now, backsplash used to be like a little thing that was drywalled and maybe you had a lip coming up back in the day. And now the backsplashes are going all the way up around windows. They're being included in the big fancy ovens with the big hoods coming over. So they're taking the backsplashes and they're really making them an extension of decor. So that's kind of cool for that. White appliances are kind of out. If you've got something though that makes them match really nicely, I think that you have to use your discretion on that. But people are really going in some of the higher end homes too to the hidden appliances. And they're putting like whatever the cabinet is there, they're putting a faux cabinet on the appliances, the dishwasher, the refrigerator, so that it kind of seamlessly molds with the entire kitchen. Okay, let's move on now to flooring. Carpet, it's out. And they don't even give you an option. Like in the bedroom, it's okay. But big now is the vinyl flooring that looks like wood. Wood floors are really in still, obviously. These are the solids, all the solid surface floors are in. The wood, if you have real wood and you're in a bathroom or a kitchen area, you might want to moisture bury it so that you don't get water on it and it stays nice for a long time. But the vinyl planking now is really beautiful. It's easier on your feet, it's easier to take care of, and it's kind of cool. Let's talk about ceilings. Ceiling texture is out. Now that's everything from popcorn ceilings to the really textured ceilings. Not so much if you just have like your regular orange peel or whatever. They're talking about textured ceilings. And one of the things that is being suggested, and I think this is really cool in smaller areas, thought through areas, are the ceiling panels. So you might do it in a shiplap, or you might even do it in a tin. So you've seen those tin metal tiles in different areas. Kind of cool thing about that is if you do have textured ceilings, you don't have to scrape them like popcorn. You can just put it over them. But I don't know if you can do that in huge areas, although I've seen it done and it's okay. If you have a staircase, so we did this in my house, the stained oak staircase railings, that's out. If you want to keep the wood, go ahead and do it in a whitewash or even a wrought iron with real straight lines and balusters. The big fancy curly wrought iron is out. Fireplaces, flagstone, if you've got flagstone on your fireplace, get rid of it. So doors and windows, flat panel doors are out. So if you've got a door, any doors in your house that are just flat, they need some dimension on them. So you can put molding on them. You can also paint them. So people are now doing like 1 or 2 shades darker than their walls for their doors to give it a little bit of a different dimension to it. Or you can do something kind of cool and maybe paint a door like an inky black color if you want to get really crazy. Frameless windows and doors are also out. So if you've got just a frameless window, you want to put molding or trim around it. Doors, same thing, goes along with, making sure you're adding baseboards and you're adding a finished look to your windows. Drapery, window treatments. Let's talk about that real quick. Roman shades, very in. Sheers, very in. Roman shades now come in a huge array of textures and colors. If you do drapes, which I just have some new drapes in my house, make sure that you're bringing the curtain rod all the way to the ceiling, not above just the window. It goes all the way to the ceiling. Even folks in your bathrooms, your shower curtains should be all the way to the ceiling, not stopping in the middle there. It really gives the eye a nice a place to go and makes it look much more grand. Wallpaper borders, guys, and decals and things like that, they're out, even if it's in a baby's room. What's really in is wallpaper from ceiling to floor in huge saturated bold colors and patterns, those kind of things. That's really in right now for wallpaper. Wallpaper's made a huge comeback, and they even make wallpaper now that's really easy to install. Here's something I've been dying to tell you guys for since 2016. In 2015, gray was the big thing. If I go into one more gray house, I'm gonna smack somebody. Gray is out. It is no longer the new cool thing to do. So if you're repainting, shades of blue and of green are the new in color. This is really funny that this came up, and I've noticed this as I was buying lighting fixtures for my house. Boob lights, they're out. Those are the lights that are the fixtures that snug to the ceiling, and they just are round with the little teat on them. They look like a boob. So now people are doing very much these, the ceiling mount fixtures, almost like art pieces. They're finding really interesting ways to do that and have a little splash of interest in your ceiling here and there. So those are really cool. In your bathroom, if you've got a prefab built-in vanity, that's out. Now everybody's buying sinks, sink cabinets. So they're real cabinet, really cool looking cabinet things with drop sinks in them. You can do a lot of stuff with different countertops, hardware, and making those really fun. Also in your bathroom, lacquered brass or bronze finish fixtures, it's time to replace those with polished nickel. And also if you've got any almond or oatmeal sinks or tubs, that's time to replace those. So remember Grandma had that clamshell sink in the bathroom, and it was shaped like a shell, and it was almond. That's out. Also out, and I have this in my house, are those big bulky jacuzzi tubs. Mine looks like it's a tomb. Like, I don't know how many people are buried in there with that, but it's huge. So now the big thing is the freestanding soaking tubs. And some of those soaking tubs do even have advantages for jets, if you want jets or jacuzzi to them, but they're supposed to look like a freestanding tub, and it's a nice design idea to put that under a window. That's kind of a cool way to do that. Also in your bathroom, if you've got that circa 2000 gray beige matte tile in your bathroom, it's time to replace that. Subway tile is really fun now. People are using subway tile and all kinds of different tiles and mixing them all together for dramatic fun ways to go. Be careful, because that could be out sooner than later. Bedrooms, all that big Tommy Bahama thick furniture you've got, it's out. Sleigh beds are out. Any kind of furniture that's got nice slim lines, that's what's in now. Also, you could do a canopy bed if you wanted, but no big, draperies over your canopy bed. Ceiling fans are out. You would be shocked at what they have now. They have ceiling lights that have retractable blades so that when you want to use it as a fan, the blades come out. That's super fun. And one of the things that's really out that I'm really glad that I'm going to mention is any kind of those phrases like "no more live, love, and laugh" stenciled above your, cabinets in your kitchen. But what people are doing now to make things more personal is they're doing like family photos, and they're putting them in really chic mats and then matching frames. So it's a consistent look on like a wall or throughout the house so that all the frames kind of match and are consistent. So that's kind of cool. And I will tell you that I still go into houses or when I do listings and I have to tell people that they have to remove a lot of their photos. And a lot of it is because the photos look so old that it dates the house. So we're talking like a glamour shot from 1980 or your high school picture from 1972. Makes it look like the house hasn't been updated since 1972. Now, with that said, if you have an antique picture, that's a different story, but nobody wants to see your glamour shot. That's it for today. Hope you guys have fun redecorating. I know I will.